friends! Welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon. Oh, things are getting crazy. We're walking into the lion's den. I have no idea what's gonna happen next, and I am so freaking hype. So, let's get cracking. Chapter 6, Resurrection. No!
Tell me the story again.
Do you never tire of that story, love?
Please.
Well, since you asked so nicely, once upon a time there was a queen who had a daughter
That she loved very much.
But the kingdom the queen ruled was a cruel and mean place. The people were liars and thieves, and it was terribly dangerous. The queen knew that the kingdom would never be safe for her beloved daughter if she didn't work to change it. So the queen worked day and night.
With magic.
Hush, dear. So the queen worked day and night, and used her magic to take the bad people's energy from them, so they couldn't cheat and steal and lie. And then the queen made sure that energy would stay with her and her beloved daughter, so nothing could ever harm them ever again. And the queen and her daughter lived
Happily ever after.
Creepy! Creepy AF! There are 2 days remaining until my 18th birthday. Already? My god, we're only on chapter 6! I have been living in the palace for the last few months, and while it is not what I expected, it is still not so dissimilar that I am uncomfortable. I get to stay in my own room and am served the same food as the occupants of the palace, only now I am not expected to share my meals with the king and his family. It was strange that nobody even asked who I am, not even the king. But that did not matter. What is important is that I am back in the palace. Only a witch like Sir Mithros could have orchestrated all of this. My god, come on, princess. Oh, I'm so scared for her. Magic was all I needed to bring you back here. Convenient, isn't it? Who exactly are you, Sir Mithros? What is a witch like you doing here in the palace? I am your mother's faithful servant, your highness. But I do not recall ever seeing you here until after Mother passed away. I did not work within the palace at the time, but once your mother passed, I took a job here to fulfill her wishes to protect you. I was consumed with worry when you disappeared all those months ago. I suspected immediately that you were cursed and that the Lucius Bearer had acted to keep you concealed from me. If only you could understand the relief I felt when I learned that Fritz had found you. How will you prove that you're not like the people at the March-In, that you will not lie to me or betray me? Sir Mithros kneels in front of me and places a hand over his heart. I made a promise to my queen that I would give you my undying loyalty, princess. I would protect you with my life. Him saying that does little to convince me that I can trust him. Everything I am doing is in service to my queen and my princess. So what is it that Mother requires me to do? Patience? I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. Ugh, but I know. Sir Mithros claims he is Mother's faithful servant. That should be enough reason for me to trust him, but I am still on edge. What is this surprise he has in store? In store for me, I think? My thoughts drift back to the occupants of the March-In. They kept saying that they cared about me, yet I have not heard from them at all. Well, because frickin' Mithros is keeping them away. I'm 90% sure. Even Rod, who lives here, I barely even see him. And Fritz! Since I returned to the palace, I have been seeing less and less of Fritz and more of Varg. In the beginning, I continually asked Fritz about his memories of specific days, of the times when he was Varg. Fritz never seemed to recall anything. He just smiled at me sheepishly and told me that his age was probably making his memory worse. Is he old? Fritz isn't even that old. Since then, things have changed. I no longer bother asking Fritz about things he surely does not remember. Fritz does not remember anything related to Varg, yet Varg retains all of his memories as Fritz. I know I should tell Fritz about Varg, but it is the fear that he would not believe me, but also something much worse. I am worried that whatever it is inside of Fritz will only lash out at me. The part of him that Varg came from. If I were Fritz, I would not be able to believe it either. I looked toward my shelf of dolls, unable to shake my feelings of disquiet. The dolls are the same as always, their glassy gazes focused on nothing and everything. It looks so empty without... No, I do not miss her. I do not miss anyone. Yes, you do! Right? You miss everyone! The sound of footsteps pulls me out of my thoughts. Who else is wandering the halls at this time of night? I am unable to restrain my curiosity, and the emotion soon drives me from my room and out into the hallway. All right! I gingerly follow the faded footsteps down the hallway, and there I see two familiar people. Who? Sir Mithros and Sir Alcaster? I grow impatient. 2 days is an insignificant amount of time when you've already waited so long. I have been waiting years. The princess is safe and will continue to be safe just as you have required. Our agreement was clear, Sir Alcaster. I will not help you until after the princess turns 18. I would remember the sort of aid you have requested of me. What prevents us from killing Gennaro now? A small gasp comes from my mouth, and I am not able to muffle it in time, despite the fact that I hold my hands up to my lips to keep myself from shouting. I stop breathing, even as my mind whirls. Kill the king! Why would Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros want to do that? That sound. Do not try and distract me. What do we lose by acting now? We could lose everything if we act too hastily. I think it would do you good to learn some patience from your son. Varg! Sir Alcaster. Varg, what a pleasant surprise! Mithros smirks as Varg moves to stand just off to the side of the two men, his expression solemn. I trust that you have tamed Fritz. What are you talking about? You have not noticed? Even when your own son is being overwhelmed? Varg is gaining control, slowly but surely. He no longer has to wait for Fritz's consciousness to descend into sleep. In a few weeks, perhaps even days, Varg may be able to help us during the day. Then that is why I have only seen Varg at night. If he can act during the day as well, what will happen to Fritz? I hope you're not trying to avoid your mission in staying here. How curious. Perhaps Fritz is stronger than you think. That weakling? Don't make me laugh. I just find this extremely boring. Varg shrugs before walking away. Guys, the sheer amount of information I am getting right now. How interesting. I do not approve of his methods. What would you have me do to improve him? He completes every task you give him. He has softened. Well, let us see if he completes this task. Then we will know for certain where his loyalties lie. As Sir Mithros and Sir Alcaster begin to walk away, I exhale. I feel a slight shudder when Sir Mithros stops and gazes behind him, his eyes wandering to my hiding place at the end of the hall. My heart thumps loudly in my ears as I wait to hear him leave. The wind has a bitter chill to it tonight, like ice. He knows I'm here. That was a dig at me being the Ice Princess. I just know it. Mithros turns on his heels with a slight twitch of his lips before he disappears. Ah! I make my way back to my room in a daze. My whole body feels weak, and when I eventually get to my bed, I crash down on it feeling numb. They mean to kill the king, but why? Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros are two of his most trusted advisors. What could the king have done to make them desire his death? And why does Sir Mithros want to wait until I am 18? What happens then? Does this have anything to do with that gift he was talking about? Does Sir Mithros plan on using me for something? I clench my hands into fists and inhale sharply. I think of other things that came up in conversation. They said that Varg might be able to act during the day soon. Does that mean Fritz will disappear? My breath catches in my throat at the thought. Princess, there is no need to look at me like that. It is my job to know you, Princess. And right now I know something's not right. It is your job to protect me. Knowing me is a very different thing. Princess, please, perhaps you should worry more about yourself. My job as a knight is to protect my charge, to put their life before mine. If I can't protect you, how can I call myself a knight? Fritz reaches out as if to touch me, but I shrink away. Do not touch me. Sorry, Princess, please know I'm always here if you need to talk. He's so nice to me, and I'm so mean. If Fritz disappears, what will happen? I almost jump when I hear someone shouting just outside my door. Quickly, Emmeline! Rod? Shouting? Outside my door? I quickly stand up and move toward my door, pulling it open to catch a glimpse of the outside. I end up opening the door into Rod's face. He comes to an abrupt stop and glares at the door that blocks his straight path. His hand is outstretched, as if he meant to reach for my door. Rod? Emmeline? It's so late. What are they doing out of their rooms? Rod's fingers tighten over Emmeline's hand. They both look exhausted, and Emmeline is on the verge of tears. Oh no! Oh no! Is it already happening? Is it already happening? What is happening? Rod seems to consider something before he finally comes to a silent conclusion. His eyes glare right into mine. Get out of the way. Rod's voice is colder than usual, even for him. Emmeline's eyes widen as she stares at him in shock. Rod, but I thought... This isn't the time. Ah, so here's where the rabbits escaped. Varg? Varg is slowly making his way over to us, his posture relaxed, expression indifferent. He does not even look winded. Well, this is a complication. Oh, I already know what I want to do, and I don't give two craps if this is the wrong choice. I'm helping them. I'm helping them. I was in love with that boy in one timeline. Help them. Is this the mission Sir Alcaster was referring to? Rod tugs at Emmeline's wrist to prompt her into motion, but the two of them are too slow. In one swift motion, Varg has circled them and tripped Emmeline, toppling her to the floor. Varg moves forward to grab her, but before he can do so much as touch her, I jump into the action, pushing Varg from the side. I move to stand between Emmeline and Varg. I can hear Rod helping his sister up, but my eyes are trained on Varg. This wait before I see a jewel is always so stressful. I'm like, did I make the wrong choice? What are you going to do to them? What do you care? Why do I care? It's why do I care, not what do I care. You know, reading is tough. Because I know this isn't something Fritz would do. Varg hesitates, giving Rod time to act. Rod throws a vial that breaks upon impact with the floor. It releases a cloud of smoke that envelops everything around it. Magic? I feel someone's fingers at my wrist, and then I'm being dragged away. When my vision clears, I see Emmeline standing before me, holding my wrist tightly. Come on. What was that? It is something Lady Parfait made for our escape. Our escape? Did you really think the Marching gave up on you? Yes. Clearly she did. We must move. Rod, you action hero, you! We run toward the palace tunnels, a place I have not visited in many years. I thought they barricaded this. Not quite. Do you think we've lost them? No, not yet. Emmeline turns to me, her eyebrows drawn over her eyes in a look of sympathy. I'm so sorry you caught up in this. I know we were all meant to escape together, according to Rod, but we were not expecting it to be like this. It was difficult to get a hold of you with Varg hanging around. There we go. Thank goodness. I had convinced myself I made a wrong choice by that point. But thank you for what you did back there. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't helped us. I'm suddenly uncomfortable speaking to her, so I turn to face Rod instead. What does Varg want with you? My best guess is that he wants us dead. That can't be. How else would you explain the way he came after us, Em? But why would he want you dead? Rod's bright eyes seem fiercer in the darkness of the tunnels. I think it must be what his master wants. After all, dogs only respond to orders. I'm offended, Prince. You! I whirl around, dread rising in my chest as I turn to look at Varg, who is slowly catching up to us. This was meant to be quick. Varg looks at me, his eyes glittering with amusement. But as always, you complicate things, Princess. I cannot hide how much I am trembling, but I still hold out my arm to protect the siblings. Go! Not without you. Go now! Come on. Ah! I turn back to Varg as the two flee. My body tenses as I wait for Varg to move. I will stop him, or at least buy them some more time. But Varg remains still as a statue. He remains rooted to the spot. I have no idea how long we stand there, frozen in place. You never cease to amaze me. So what's gonna happen now? Were you going to kill them? He is not answering. Does that mean I am right? Is this what Sir Alcaster ordered you to do? Why else would I be here if not for an order? Why would he want you to kill Rod and Emmeline? And what does he want? Why does he want to kill the king? You overheard quite a bit, huh? Probably a little more than you should have. The tension in the air becomes palpable, and it becomes harder to breathe. Varg's fingers tighten on his cane. He wouldn't hurt me, would he? Varg moves, and for a few moments I am frozen with terror. Then a word I had forgotten long ago comes to my lips, unbidden. A word that Fritz once told me before. Adiuva! I don't know what that is. This time it is Varg that freezes. He raises his cane, but it never comes down. His eyes are wild, even though he hasn't moved. Suddenly, he looks as if he is restraining himself. I can see the struggle in his controlled expression, and then I realize that he is fighting to stay in control. It worked. I remain still for another moment, my mind racing. Fritz is coming back! Varg drops to his knees, and I see shadows forming beneath him. Tendrils of darkness snake their way up his body, beginning to engulf him. This is what happened last time when he changed back into Fritz. There is still awareness in Varg's eyes, however. His gaze is cold and accusatory. It remains that way even as the shadows creeps their way up his face. There are a lot of typos in this one. I find my feet again and rush past Varg into the depths of the palace. I run, too frightened of what I might find if I look back. Oh my god. Are you alright? If you were truly worried for my safety, then you should have told the king how unsafe it is for me to leave the palace. Isn't that a knight's job, Sir Fitzgerald? Do you have so little faith in me? What? Don't you trust me to keep you safe, Princess? 3 years ago, when I swore that I would give my life for yours, I meant it. I still do. I would never let anything harm you. Ever. Perhaps I need to make another promise to you, Princess, so that I may ease your worries. Remember this carefully, okay? Adiuva. What does that mean? It's from an old language that no one speaks anymore. It's what people used to say when they were calling for help. Something to call when I need help. If for any reason I'm not there and you need me, just say that word. Scream it at the top of your lungs if you need to. I promise I'll come running. A knight would never break a promise to his lady. Trust in me. Aww. I have to go. Oh, it's so sweet. I have been awake for hours, unable to sleep. I stand at my window, waiting for something, anything to happen, but all is still beyond the glass window pane. I have no idea what I ought to do. What is going to happen now? Should I tell someone? I return to the palace because my room still feels like the safest place, but why? Am I here because I feel I need to tell the king what happened? Because I hope that Fritz will return? I do not even know if the king is still here. I haven't seen him at all. My hand instinctively reaches out for my necklace, and I realize that there is an additional piece. Really? I look down and a small gasp escapes my lips when I notice a new piece of the glass slipper. A new piece of the slipper. Is it from helping Rod and Emmeline? But how? What was my good deed? I remember the night I helped Rod and Emmeline escape from Varg. That was a good deed. It was! It's Fritz! I got very excited. Princess? Fritz? I have been looking for Prince Rod and Princess Emmeline. Have you seen them? My eyes are beginning to sting. I'm startled when I realize that there are tears burning my eyes. What's wrong? Varg is gaining control. Slowly, but surely. He no longer has to wait for Fritz's consciousness to descend into sleep. In a few weeks, perhaps even days, Varg may be able to help us during the day. Can I even trust Fritz now? Yes! But maybe no. I don't know. Fritz looks at me with worry clear on his face. He draws closer to me, his hand reaching out for me. I pull back immediately, my breath caught in my throat. Princess? For a moment, I just saw Varg. What is going on? Will he believe me if I am straightforward? I don't know. Something's been wrong ever since we returned to the palace. Princess, please, Fritz clenches his hands into fists. His face twists with obvious pain. Please let me help you. Oh my god! I don't know! Oh man, guys! This is tough. Okay. I want to let him. That's what I want to do. But this isn't one of those. I feel like usually when I have the gut feeling that goes like, oh, this is right. Like, my gut is telling me that since I saw Varg just now, it would be a bad idea to let him. That, like, if I did, I would be in, like, it was when he reached out his hand to me. I feel like I've got to doubt him. I feel like that's what I should do, and oh God. It breaks my heart, but I think this is the right choice, because I saw Varg. I feel like it would just make things worse for him if I get close. Oh God, I hope I'm not doing the wrong thing, but I'm doing it. I'm not looking. I have to look, because there's no voice acting. Ah! I doubt you can. My chest begins to ache and my heart feels heavy. You'd never believe me. There's a certainty in Fritz's eyes that was not there before. He looks at me with fierce determination. Try me. I sigh and rub my hand over my eyes. You are cursed. His silence is all the response I need. I knew this would happen. I knew he still wouldn't believe me. Princess, we've talked about this before, but what exactly are you seeing that makes you so firmly believe that? I eye him warily. Will he really listen to me? You are cursed with an alternate personality. A cruel one. I've known him for months now. Varg, well, you, Fritz, were going to kill Rod and Emmeline last night. He reaches out to rest his hand atop mine on the windowsill. His determination has dwindled into uncertainty. You don't believe me. I believe you, Princess. I can see it in your eyes, Fritz. You doubt me. I do not doubt you, Princess. I am just confused. How could I not know about the existence of an alternate personality, or about a curse inflicted on me? I have to sneeze. Woo! Excuse me. I pull my hand away from him and cross to the other side of my room so that my bed acts like a barrier between us. But Varg knows you. How is it possible that Varg is so aware of you when you do not even know he exists? I begin to pace, my emotions whirling. And how am I to trust you when you won't even trust me? I knew you weren't going to believe me. How could I have been so stupid to think that you would? Oh, thank God, I literally was about to say to the camera, well, I made a bad choice. But seriously, I was right. Princess. He begins to move toward me, but I stop him in his tracks with a single glare. Don't. Silence descends upon my room. When I finally look at Fritz again, the man I see is a stranger. Gone is the Fritz that I once knew, and standing in his place is nothing but a shadow. I thought he'd be different. He showed me so much kindness and pretended to care, and yet, Mother was right. Mother was always right. No, she wasn't! I feel like I'm making all these right choices, but the character development is not happening the way I want it to. Very upset. I feel a dull ache in my chest as I turn on my heels to look away from Fritz. This is what happens when you trust in someone. This is what happens when you begin to believe in others. I gasp when I feel strong arms wrap around me from behind. Fritz! I can feel Fritz's warm breath against the back of my neck. It sends shivers tumbling down my spine. Let me go, Fritz. No. I order you to let me go. But Fritz only tightens his grip, while the warm embrace is suffocating and is oddly comforting. Sorry, Princess, I cannot be ordered to leave you like this. I swore an oath to you, and made a promise to myself that I would always stand by your side. No matter how much you push me away, I will always be here for you. From the day I was assigned to you, I saw how much you suffered. That's why I will protect you with everything that I am. I bite my lip as I struggle to keep myself from crying. How can I trust Fritz's words when Varg has done nothing but cause suffering to everyone around me? But it seems like I have also been the one to cause you so much pain. He loosens his arms until I am no longer within his embrace. I suddenly feel cold and empty, but I do not move toward Fritz again. His voice is very soft when he speaks again. I'm sorry. I do not look up when he leaves. You cannot rely on anyone but yourself. You cannot trust anyone but yourself. How can I have forgotten that? No, Princess! Oh, look at that beautiful title card. If I had been able to have my way, I would not have left my room at all. After everything that has happened, I do not think I want to know what Sir Mithros' request is. I am also worried about the so-called wonderful gift he wants to show me. Perhaps he means to kill me along with the king? Surely I should be more alarmed at this epiphany. Yet for some reason I only feel numb. Varg. I do not acknowledge Varg when he enters the room. Princess. I'd ask you what you're thinking about, but it's written all over your face. That, and I happen to have the memories of it too. Poor Princess. Your knight in shining armor turned out to be less of a hero than you thought, Stop it. Hurts, doesn't it? Well, I did tell you. I wonder why you're so surprised. Varg, you... I think you are annoying our princess, Varg. You both are. Sir Mithros' presence, for once, is actually a relief. He bows to me, but I no longer believe the smile on his face. Princess, you have my most sincere thanks for agreeing to meet me at such late notice. What is it that you want to show me, Sir Mithros? Actually, answer me this first, as it has been troubling me for some time. Why do you want to kill the king? I see we have much to talk about. Let us walk and talk if you do not mind. Sir Mithros looks at Varg. Do not disturb us, Varg. Varg disappears back into whatever shadow he'd emerged from as Sir Mithros and I make our way back into the hall. It seems my suspicions were correct. You did overhear Alcaster and I the other night, didn't you? Princess, I must assure you that I have nothing but your best wishes at heart. It is not I that wishes to remove your father from power. That is Sir Alcaster's desire. Is this what Jurian spoke of all those months ago? Did she discover Sir Alcaster's motives only to be discharged from the order as a result? Why did you agree to help him? I required Sir Alcaster's assistance for certain things. It was a mutually beneficial decision for both of us to work together. But do not worry. I never had any intention of going through with your father's murder. Is this why you were delaying him until after my birthday? Sir Mithros' smile is almost genuine. My princess is wise, just like her mother. I realize that Sir Mithros has led me into the secret tunnels. Where are you taking me now? My princess is also impatient, just like her mother. The impudence of this man. You said Varg answered to you, but he also carries out Sir Alcaster's orders. It was Sir Alcaster's desire to take over Angiel as cleanly as he could. He sought to accomplish that by killing all those with claim to the throne. So, Rod and Emmeline. But I was never going to let him kill you. In exchange for ensuring your safety, Sir Alcaster required, among other things, a servant. So I provided him with one. Sir Alcaster needed someone that could remain close to him, hidden in plain sight, so to speak. He also required that they have the skills of a trained knight. Sir Fritz was capable of guarding you, my princess, but he was not as capable of carrying out Sir Alcaster's other orders. But why go to such lengths to curse Fritz? Princess. Sir Mithros focuses his intent gaze on me. Something dangerous and bright shimmers in his eyes. I shrink back. Any threat to your life had to be removed. Besides, I'm under the impression that your loyal knight would be happy to sacrifice part of himself in order to become the perfect guardian. What do you gain from doing all this? I require something from you. Something only you can provide. Oh, I know all too well. It is something that I had to wait for. As you need to be 18 in order to give it to me. Oh my god, this is getting creepy. I have been preparing this gift for you for a long time, my princess. It is the gift of resurrection. Here we go, title of the chapter. I will bring back the queen. What? Will you help me? No, I will not. I don't, again, this is like with Rod and Emmeline. I don't care if this is the wrong choice. I know that you are shady business, sir, and I will not be helping you. Thank you. Mother is dead. Mother is dead. Yes, princess. Only in name. Mother has been dead for years. If she had been alive, I would have known. Your mother sustained great injuries during the Great War. She needed time to heal. Then where has she been, and why would she pretend to be dead? Why would she leave me alone? Yes! Good game. Gigi. Your mother is sleeping, and you are the only one that can wake her. Why me? My princess, you are heir to more than just the kingdom of Angiel. Queen Hildir was the bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum, one of the 2 Crystallum of Angiel. What? As her daughter, you are the next bearer. You are destined to be a great witch, just like your mother. My mother, a witch? Impossible! It is the truth. You were so young then, my princess, and the world was so cruel to you. Why do I not remember any of this? The queen sought to protect you and shrouded your memories of the pain you suffered at the hands of humans. Is this why the people of Angiel despise and fear me? But once you turn 18, you will inherit the full abilities of the Tenebrarum bearer. With that power, we can revive your mother. Is this not what you've been dreaming of since you lost her? I dared not even dream this was possible. For so many years, all I wanted was for Mother to return to me. But now, no, I cannot falter. Mother was the only person I could trust. She is still the only person who loves me. I have made my decision. Tell me what I must do. Oh my god, no, but... No! No! Sir Mithros smiles and steps aside. Behind him is a large, rusty door. Come with me. No! Oh my god, wait, is that my mom? Mother! She is still as beautiful as the day she became one with the Tenebrarum. Sir Mithros reverently strokes his hand across the Tenebrarum, as if caressing Mother's face. Are you in love with my mother, sir? These last 4 years, I have come to visit her as much as I possibly can. I think this is kind of creepy, my dude. But I cannot wait to see her beauty grace the halls of the palace once more. Sir Mithros turns to me. Place your hands on the Tenebrarum. Wait, before I do this. Sir Mithros, you said you have no desire to kill the king. Yes. Swear to me that you will not allow Sir Alcaster's plans to succeed. Swear that you will protect the lives of the royal family. I do not wholly understand why I'm asking this of Sir Mithros, yet a part of me feels compelled to do so. I may not see them as much of a family, but they have done nothing to deserve death. My princess, swear it. Very well. I swear that I shall not allow Sir Alcaster to kill any of the royal family. The clock tower chimes. The bell echoes in the chamber. The sound dull and eerie. Sir Mithros' eyes flash as he gestures his hand wildly. Now, princess! Now! The air in the room becomes cold. So cold I actually feel my body becoming like ice. Something is wrong. This does not feel right. I try to move away, but my attempts are thwarted by some kind of magical force. The Tenebrarum is pulling me toward it. Sir Mithros! It is too late to turn back now, princess. It's gonna take, like, my life in exchange. Equivalent exchange. Freaking Full Metal Alchemist shit going on here. No! The pull is strong. I am drawn to it like a magnet. The invisible force renders me a puppet. It takes hold of my body and forces me to raise my hands to the crystallum. I place my palms against the face of the Tenebrarum, my hands framing my mother's face. Her expression is gentle in her unnatural sleep. The Tenebrarum is freezing beneath my fingertips at first, but it steadily begins to warm as the clock continues counting down to 12. The warmer the Tenebrarum grows, the colder my body feels. It feels like it is sapping all of my energy, like the Tenebrarum is feeding off me. The pain starts slowly. It creeps up and out until it is flooding my entire body. I attempt to twist my body away from the Tenebrarum's surface, but my hands are stuck. I turn to Sir Mithros for help, but there's nothing but crazed glee in his smile. Yes! Yes! His eyes are focused on the crystallized form of my mother. I become dimly aware of the tears that are beginning to fall from my eyes. I cannot go on like this. My vision starts to blur until I feel myself falling into endless darkness. And this is the end of the chapter. I just know it.
Mother,
Yes, my sweet.
what are you doing?
I am planning, dearest one. Mother has to be ready for when she takes over Angiel.
But doesn't Father rule Angiel?
Oh, sweet. Father will soon be too tired to rule. Mother will rule for him. And once you are grown, you shall follow in my footsteps. I will make Angiel a kingdom to behold, my darling. You will never be hurt, and no one shall deny you anything. The people will bend to your whim, and will behave as they ought to.
There'll be no bad people?
No, dearest one. There will be no bad people in our kingdom. I will make sure of that. No! Alright, here's where we end. Gosh darn it. Ah! I feel like every time I go back to this screen, I scream out in frustration. Oh my god. I have no idea what's gonna happen next, and I'm so excited to find out. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. This freaking journey we're on. Feel free to follow me on the relevant social media that I'm linking below. I stream very regularly on Twitch, so come find me there if you like hanging out with me here. I promise for good fun. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!